And the reach is just... Considering that's a homing button, that reach is diabolical. I'm gonna use the D word. The D word. What's up guys, TheMainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome as always. And this feels pretty weird. I'm recording a YouTube video while I'm also now live on YouTube. That's pretty fucked up. So what has happened is that I'm gonna join the ever-growing list of streamers that are going to stream to both platforms, Twitch and YouTube. I'm trying it now for at least a week, just seeing how it goes, but it seems to be a day one kind of success. I've had like 1,000 people watching me from YouTube, which is super cool. Thanks for that, guys. In this video, I want to talk a little bit about Clive. This guy was everywhere until they nerfed Prominence. As if you don't know, forward 1+2 with Clive used to be arguably the best button in the game. You press forward 1+2 and you have an infinity range 2-hit natural mid, heat engager. The first swing is homing, the second hit is not homing. But it doesn't matter because the first hit, it just hits so far away, so it's gonna clip you anyway. This move used to be minus... Was it -8 or -9? I don't remember. But anyway, this was safe. It was disgustingly OP. And now, of course, it's -12. Ever since this happened, Tier Horse apparently are just not playing him anymore, or they got tired with him. I haven't played him that much either because it was such oversaturation. The character was... I just played against the character so much that even I didn't want to play the character anymore. It was just too much Clive. I still really like him though, but with this video, I just want to give you a status on the character. Like, where is he right now? A lot of people don't pay that much attention to him. How strong is he? Knee apparently just made a statement saying that post-nerf Clive, so current Clive, is top 5. I would say he's at the very least top 10, but could be top 5. There's absolutely an argument for it. So we can just talk about his moveset and just how strong he is, and that nerf to Prominence honestly wasn't that much. It was a big nerf, but when you think about it, like, Prominence is still an absolute god button. Sure, if I use it in my neutral state, I'm -12, but you stop to think about what this button does when he's in heat. Homing launcher with demon pull range and no execution, right? That's a launcher that in heat is +5 on block. So all Clive players do now is that, okay, in my neutral state, I don't use Prominence, but when they are in heat, arguably best heat button in the game, right? Absolutely absurd. And it has to be said that -12, not that bad anyway, considering what that move does. I mean, we're gonna get into the heat stuff. I think the heat stuff is the most absurd thing about him. I mean, do you see the chip damage? Note that Nina is blocking. There's nothing you can do about this string. Like, once he starts flailing, you can just hold back because it's all mid, just like Incinerator, it tracks. There's nothing you can do. So either you take a few hits and then block, and you saw the damage, right? Or you block from the start. She took 26 damage by blocking. 26, and he is safe at -8. And then he threatens, of course, his parry. You know, you have Prominence when you're in heat, but forward 2-2, safe at -8, right? But if you notice you counter hit, and this is counter hit confirmable, you have another counter hit confirmable launcher, right? Brutal button. And the reach, right? If that wasn't good enough, you have a charge up, right? And this move is busted. There's too little counterplay. When Paul and Brian threaten you with, you know, Soul Eraser or down 1 charge up 2 in heat, the guard breaks, you can actually sidestep that on reaction. This is not steppable. Not steppable. Absolute cancer to deal with. And of course, I mean, but damn. From a guard break. I'm kind of expecting to see this move nerfed in Season 2. And in general, this character's damage when he's in heat is absurd. It's super high, and you know about his wall travel is crazy. Next button that is absolutely incredible is 1+2. So this is basically Heihachi's Demon Breath, but it's 1 frame slower, but it's also 1 frame better on block, meaning Heihachi's Demon Breath -10, Reina Demon Breath -10. This one is safe. So this is a 13 frame, decent range. Do you see the range? That's a 13 frame mid-check heat engager, safe on block. And if this wasn't dumb enough, he has access to this move from crouching. So you release crouch, 1+2, and still 13 frames from crouching. And it's still safe. And here he mixes with his full crouch low, which is insanely strong. Can't be low parried because it's a sword. It has insane reach, and only -12 on block, not even -13. And then of course he has this low, down 1, which is nice, and then of course down back 4. I didn't understand how strong this low was when this character dropped, because I was like, it doesn't have that much evasion. Now, when he ducks down there, he still gets hit with quite a lot of stuff. He's not like Lars, you know, hugging the floor. But still, you know, +4. It is launch punishable on block, -18, but it doesn't stagger. -18, no stagger. +4 on hit, but still a counter hit launcher. That's a very powerful low. Very powerful low. And then, of course, our neutral control, back 2. It might not look like much, but this is one of the best moves in the game. It doesn't have a homing trail, as you can see, but that move is homing. And on hit, that's guaranteed, right? That's guaranteed. And on block, +6 into Phoenix Shift mix-up. Into Phoenix Shift mix-up. So on block, you lose. On hit, you lose. And the reach is just... Considering that's a homing button, that reach is diabolical. I'm gonna use the D word. The D word. And of course, when he is in heat, you just die if you eat this. Because now suddenly he can do into this. That's his +4 heat check button, by the way. In case you didn't know about it. Phoenix Shift, 2, 1+2. You see the chip, +4. And it wall splats. I think this is something we're gonna change with Season 2. But, you know, Zantetsuken is such a super cool mechanic, right? I mean, how cool is this? And, you know, when you're in rage, how much damage does this add? Yes! You know, that's how he gets his gigantic fucking damage. And it's so cool. But right now, there's no incentive built in to actually reward you enough to go the Zantetsuken route, because his best buttons are not Odin sword attacks. You have to do Odin sword attacks. These are the attacks with the pinkish trail. These ones. There's a red pinkish trail. You'll see it here as well. Here. You see that, right? Odin sword attacks. These are the attacks that give you Zantetsuken bar. This is my favorite. This one gives a lot of lot of bar. But the problem is those are not his best moves. So if you watch the best Clive players in the world, they actually play mostly without Zantetsuken. They completely omit using it because they don't want to bother with these attacks to build up the meter. And he's so strong anyway that Zantetsuken is just like, why should I bother? That's a shame, because it's an interesting thing building up that meter during the course of a match. It's interesting seeing how a Clive player does it, and then once they're done, you want to see them try and set up that Zantetsuken. And it's such a cool move. But I hope for Season 2, they change the Odin Sword build-up so that this is actually viable and something people are interested in using. I mean, we could look at Phoenix Shift as well. Like Phoenix Shift 1+2. If you miss the old Prominence, can manually do a Phoenix Shift mix-up, you know, 4-4, 1+2. This is -7. And this is infinity range homing heat engager. It's a super strong button. And then Phoenix Shift Slide is super strong. On counter hit, that's guaranteed. And then of course, Odin Hell Sweep, normal Hell Sweep with Torgal, and then of course the Power Crush. That's Clive. He is a very basic character to play. He's not super easy, but he certainly isn't difficult. And once you go into heat, it's literally kind of brainless. String spam your opponent until they die, because there's too little counterplay. So probably a character that will come down yet again in Season 2, and well-deserved so. So now you know, at least we went through some of the move list, and again, Nee thinks he is top 5. I don't know if I would say top 5, but there's definitely, I can definitely see the argument. But at the very worst, he's top 10. So yeah, thanks for watching everyone, and take care.